In the great Builsa Kingdom of Zong, a warrior unlike any before appeared from the northern mountains. His name was Tigri, a giant of a man, with strength said to rival that of the gods. His hands could uproot trees, and his roar could send lions fleeing. The people both feared and admired him, and the great chief saw in Tigri a weapon to protect the land. Tigri became the chief's champion, defending Zong from raiders and rival clans. But while he was a mighty warrior, he was also arrogant and reckless. He believed no man, no god, and no chief could control him. Among those who admired him was Adaya, the chief's daughter. Beautiful, intelligent, and strong-willed, she was the pride of Zong. Despite warnings, she fell for Tigri's raw power and charm. Under the full moon, they shared a forbidden night of passion. Weeks later, Ada realized she was pregnant. The chief, enraged, summoned Tigri to take responsibility. But Tigri laughed. "I owe no one," he declared. "I am the strongest. No man, no chief, no gods can command me." Humiliated and heartbroken, Ada was left to bear her shame alone, but the chief knew that her child, Naazo, would one day bring justice. Years passed, and Naazo grew into a strong and disciplined warrior. Trained by the kingdom's greatest fighters, he inherited his father's strength, but was guided by his mother's wisdom. One fateful day, Naazo and Tigri met in battle. The duel was fierce. Earth shook, dust rose, and the sound of clashing spears echoed through the valley. But Naazo, carrying the best of both his parents, defeated his father. As Tigri took his last breath, he realized the irony. His own blood had brought him down. Naazo was named the rightful heir, and his mother, Ada, was honored. The kingdom rejoiced, and peace returned to Zong. After years of prosperity, a new warrior rose, Akena, the son of Naazo. He was a just and fearless ruler, beloved by his people. But danger lurked in the east. A ruthless warlord named Kumban and his army, the Iron Claws, sought to conquer Zong. Akena led his warriors into battle, and though the war was brutal, he emerged victorious. Kumban was slain, and Zong remained free. Akena's name became legend, and his reign ushered in years of peace. But peace never lasts forever. Years after Akena's victory, a new threat emerged from beyond the mountains. Zira, a warlord more fearsome than any before. His warriors fought without fear, and wherever they marched, the land withered and died. Whispers spread that Zira was no ordinary man. Some claimed he was the son of the dark sorcerer Zunbar, born of magic and shadows. Others believed he was Tigri's lost descendant, abandoned at birth and raised in the darkness. "I am the rightful ruler. Akena's reign is an illusion. The blood of Tigri was meant to rule, and I will reclaim what was stolen." Akena could not ignore the threat. He gathered his greatest warriors, including his son Kojo, and prepared for war. But Zira's army did not fight with weapons alone. They wielded a dark force, shadows that could consume a man's soul, whispers that drove warriors mad, and magic that reanimated fallen soldiers. For the first time, the warriors of Zong faced an enemy they could not defeat with strength alone. Desperate for answers, Akena sought out the last remaining priestess of the ancient order, Manka. She revealed the long-hidden prophecy. From the blood of the fallen giant shall rise two paths, one of light, one of shadow. Only the one who embraces both shall end the darkness. The meaning was clear. Zira and Akena were both descendants of Tigri, but only one could bring balance. If Akena was to defeat Zira, he had to understand his enemy, not just fight him. The last battle took place at the valley of Nyansa, where the spirits of the ancestors were said to walk. Zira stood at the head of his army, his dark forces stretching as far as the eye could see. Akena, leading the warriors of Zong, raised his sword. The earth trembled, the sky darkened, the battle had begun. For hours, warriors clashed, and the land was soaked in blood. But Zira was no ordinary foe. With each warrior he struck down, his power grew. Akena, recalling the prophecy, knew brute strength would not be enough. Instead of striking Zira down, he lowered his weapon and spoke the words of the ancestors. "You fight for vengeance, but vengeance is hollow. You seek to rule, but a kingdom built on shadows cannot stand. For a moment, Zira hesitated. The spirits of the ancestors appeared between them, their voices echoing through the battlefield. Only one who understands both light and shadow may rule. Zira's power began to fade. The spirits consumed the darkness within him, and with one final cry, he vanished into the wind. His army crumbled. The war was over.